Okay, simplifying fractions. So the example is 2/9 times by 1/25 250th. Okay. Will 2/9 simplify?
No.
No. How about 1/25 to 50?
Yeah, 1/2.
Okay, how does that turn into 1/2?
125 can go to itself once, and then go into 250 twice.
Okay. So 125 can go into itself once, and it can go into 250 twice. Can I simplify now?
2 and 2.
The 2 and the 2. Okay. 2 will go into itself once and once. Anywhere else it will simplify? All right, then multiply straight across. So 1, 9. Is that easier than trying to multiply 9 by 250 and then figure out how to simplify?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so simplify first. If I have a fraction 6/9, how can I simplify that? Okay, they're both divisible by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is
2.
2, and 9 divided by 3?
3.
3. So I need to simplify wherever possible to make it easier on myself to do the math. How about 6/12? What will that simplify? 1/2. 6 goes into itself once and then 12 twice. 5/20. 1/4. They're both divisible by 5. 5 goes into itself once and into 24 times. And 9/21. What number? So I should use a 3. They're both divisible by 3. Okay, so 3/7. Simplifying fractions. In our book it says, addition and subtraction of fractions often requires a common denominator. So what's the definition of a common denominator?
A denominator is the same.
Okay. They have a denominator in common or the same. So if I have 1/2 and 1/6, what would be the common denominator I would want to choose? What's the smallest number that these will both divide into? 6, right? So if this stays 6, that means I need to turn this one into a 6. How do I do that?
By 3.
Okay, times it by 3. And whatever I do to the bottom of a fraction, I also need to do to the top. So 1/2 turns into 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So 3/6 and 1/2 are the same number, right?
Yes.
I've just made this one so that my denominators match. So if I wanted to add those two together, 3/6 and 1/6, don't I add the bottom number too?
No.
Why not?
Because you changed it to match so that it would stay the same.
Okay, my bottom number stays the same. So 3 plus 1, but I'm still working with 6 pieces of a sixth. Now I have 4 pieces of a sixth instead of 3 or 1,
Which is also 2/3.
which is also 2/3. So 2 will go into 4 twice, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. Bart.
When you first started this, what was the rule that you stated before you wrote common denominators? And this.
That when we want to add or subtract fractions from each other, they need to have a common denominator, which means they have the same number on the bottom.
So with addition and subtraction fractions, they have to have a common denominator.
Yes. our next set is 1/7 and 3/14. So what common denominator would I want to use? The 14. So that means I need to turn 1/7 into 14ths. How should I do that?
Times that 14 by 2.
Okay, to get 7 to turn into a 14, I need to multiply it by a 2. And then whatever I do to the bottom, I also have to do to the top. So 1 times 2, 2. So 1/7 turns into 2/14. And I want to add those together. 2/14 and 3/14. So how many pieces of a 14th will I have now? 5. 5/14. Will that simplify? No. How about 2/5 and 3/10? What's the common denominator I want to use? 10. So how do I turn a 5 into a 10? Times it by 2. And whatever I do to the bottom, I also do to the top. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then I add 3/10 plus 4/10. How many pieces of a tenth do I have now? 7. Will 7/10 simplify? No. All right, 2/3 and 1/6. What's going to be the common denominator? 6. So how do I turn a 3 into a 6? Times it by 2. And then how do I turn the 2? Same thing. I need to times it by 2 because that's what I did to the bottom. So it turns into 4/6. So let's subtract this time. I have 1/6 subtract 4/6.
Reversed it from 3/6 to 1/2.
Okay. So my denominator is going to stay the 6. I'm working with pieces of 6. If I have 1, take away 4, -3. And that will simplify. Okay, both divisible by 3. -1/2. Questions on finding a common denominator? Okay, I want to use the smallest number that they will both divide into.